Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for you. We received this knife as a travelling knife from Randy over at Randy's WSG over in the States. He sent it to us to do a travelling knife around the UK. And what I thought I'd do to start with is give it a bit of a clean up, have a quick look over it, do a little bit of a review, and then move it on to the next channel. So for those of you who don't know, Randy over at Randy's WSG is probably the nicest member in the knife community. Very friendly, very generous, just an all-round great guy. He actually does the moderating for mine and Thrifty's live on a Sunday, the S&T show. So he's just an all-round great guy and a very stand-up guy, Definitely go check him out, give him a sub, let him know Slippy sent you. We're just going to be doing a bit of a minor clean-up, really, and give it a bit of a sharpen, give it a once-over, a bit of a, give it a bit of a spa treatment. So we'll take a look at it to start with. So we've got a Frontier Stockman. This, of course, was made by Imperial, and this is a USA-made one. So we can see we have the Frontier-style shield on the front there. We have this really wonderful sort of jigged brown, deep red bone on there. We have brass pins and nickel-silver bolsters as well. On the back, we have brass liners, and we have these carbon steel springs. Guessing it's carbon by the patina it's taken. Pretty well made, really happy with this. The only sort of minor thing I can see is maybe this little bit of bolster's got a bit of damage up here, but we are looking at an older used knife, and these are the ones I really love. Knives with character, someone that's pre-loved it, and you can tell they have by the condition of the blades. On the reverse again, exactly the same, but the brass pins and the nickel silver bolsters, and I will say the transitions, apart from feeling this middle pin here, which obviously is used to hold the bone scales on and everything together, you can't feel a thing. It's wonderfully put together, almost like the pocket worn case knives, they're pre-smoothed down. That's what this feels like, so it's definitely been loved and carried by someone. So this, of course, is a medium style Stockman, so we are looking at a close length of, what have we got? 1, 2, 3, 3.25 inches close. So that's standard style medium Stockman size. We have a clip point blade on there, where you can see we have the Frontier on the tang stamp, and then on the back you can just about make out the model number. It looks like 423M, and then Imperial, and underneath that it does say USA. You can just make out the US and some of the A. So I'll definitely give that a clean up, see if I can get some of that off, give it a good sharpen, because it's not very sharp at the moment, and just see what we can do with the blades. There we go. So the full blade length then of the clip point blades, it's more like a Texas style Skinner clip blade. We have 1 to 2.3, 2.4 inches. Great action on these as well. The action for an older knife is fantastic. Plenty of snap. I'd say it's about a 5 pull and about a 5.5 on the close. We have a sheepsfoot blade as well, which I'd give about a 6 both directions, which equates to, where are we, 1 3/4, and then we also have a Spey blade on there as well, which sort of looks like between a Spey and a pen, but we have the full blade length of that, looking at nearly 1 3/4 again. So very UK and world friendly knife. But anyway, we'll jump into sort of restoration. So all I'm really going to do is use a very light abrasive metal polish. I don't want to take off too much. I don't want to remove all of the character. I just want to give it a bit of a cleanup. So what I generally do is start with the blades and work my way out. So I'll grab the clip point blade out, and what I like to use is a little bit of rubber mat like this. See, I've used it already. It sort of props the blade up, and you don't put too much pressure on bending it on the pivot, so you haven't got to worry about any hard pressure or the blade bending or creating blade play. So that's the sort of the technique I go for, and we're just going to be using some of this Autosol metal polish, and I'll just put a little bit on a rag here. So we'll just take a bit on the corner, not very much to start with, just a very sort of minute amount just to get going, and I'll just sort of work my way along the blade. So we'll start dabbing it along the blade like that, and I'll just sort of work it in. Obviously, as I said, I didn't want to take off too much character. We'll just see if we can get some of the larger sort of rusted areas off, or the patinaed areas. Renovate some of that tang stamp so we can see that full USA, the full Frontier, and that full Imperial logo on there as well. So what I'm going to do, I'll pause it here and come back to you guys in a bit. I'm going to work both the blades, and the clip point blade will come back to an update, and then I'll give you updates periodically throughout the cleanup. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. Got a bit carried away and did all 3 blades, but you can see I've not taken too much of the patina off. Just wanted to give them a bit more of a shine. Still got plenty of the patina on there. We can actually see that tang stamp now, so it actually is, it looks like a 4231 model Imperial, and it says USA underneath. And then you can really see that frontier on the front. Sheepsfoot blade as well. Took off the majority of like the heavy sort of patina on there and just left it with a bit of natural. See like a bit around the tang here towards the tip. And then also cleaned up the spey blade on there as well. So that's pretty much as far as I want to go with the blades. My next sort of objective for this will be to work the liners, the scales, the bolsters and the back springs. Once that's done, I'll come back and give you guys another update. But it's going to be exactly the same sort of process. Just going to put a bit of the polishing compound on my cloth and just work it back and forth, circular motions to start, and then finish it back and forth so you don't get any of those swirl marks. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so I'm back. I've done the majority of the polishing of the exterior of the knife. You can see we did the blades before. So if I just pop those away and then we'll take a look. So you can see that I've managed to polish up most of the liners on the inside here. I didn't go too crazy with the inside of the channel because I don't want to mess up the action that's already on there. It's really good, just needs a little bit of oil. There's no real rust in there, just some patina in the back springs. Kind of hard to see. There we go. So you can see the liners are in pretty good shape. I managed to polish up those pretty well. There's no dust or lint. I did wash this out previously, but I don't want to ruin what's already going well for it, which is the action. You can see that shield there has taken up a really nice shine along with the bolsters. They do sort of are fingerprint magnets now that I've been polishing them. So there we go, look at that. Real nice shine on those. Brass pins have come up really good as well, and that bone with the polish, you can really see the light reflecting off that now. And again on the back, did exactly the same. All I've really done is created myself fingerprint magnets, and I know we like it shiny, so that's what I've done. You can see how well that bone's come up on the back, and then I polished the springs and the liners on the back as well. I didn't want to give these a total mirror finish. I wanted to leave them with some of the patina like I did with the blades. So you can see I got the brass pretty much mirror, and then left the springs as they were, not too much work done on those, just enough to give them a bit of a cleanup. So you can see I've gone all the way around to the bolsters on either end, making sure I'm getting as much of the sort of the dullness out as I possibly could. I wanted to make this pop to make it great for a traveling knife. But what we're going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to use the work sharp system. Some of you guys are probably familiar with this, the older of the two. I'm going to put a nice edge on the knife, and then we'll come back and see what we've got as a finished result. So I'll catch you guys in a bit. Okay, so I've cleaned away and I'm back, and I'm happy with the results of what I've got with this knife so far. Just want to say as well, Randy did send the knife over in this nice homemade slip he's made. That'll definitely be going in there around with the travelling knife. But let's take a look at the finished product. So you can see, polished everything up, really nice. It's come out really, really well. Happy with the sort of the finish I've got on the blades as well. The edges are really nice. They're now razor sharp. All the blades are like this now, screaming sharp. Action's good. All that's left to really be done is just to have it oiled, and then it's good to go. See a nice edge on that sheep's foot as well. These blades were so easy to sharpen. They are definitely carbon steel. Put an edge on that spey blade too. A little bit heavier went at the tip there, but it's quite thick at the end here, so it was either that or not sharpen it, so I went to go with a little bit heavier on that. Well, there we go. So that's my review and restoration of the travelling knife, and that is a Frontier, which is an Imperial brand. The model number we have is 4231, and of course that is USA made as well. This will be making its way to another UK creator, not entirely sure which one, but keep an eye on their channels and they'll get a review up for it soon. Really hope you enjoyed this, guys. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.